Welcome back to another B2 level English lesson. This lesson is for intermediate English learners. Today's lesson is called The Message That Almost Ended a Friendship. This story is going to be one that is very familiar to all of us. I think we've all been in this situation. For me, I am probably in this situation almost once a month. So let's go ahead and get started with the vocabulary. We've got a few words that we're going to be learning today. First is ignored. Ignored is a feeling or it could be a verb. So it can be both a noun or a verb. But in this sense, it is not given any attention. It is an adjective. It's a very peculiar verb because you can ignore someone, you can be ignored, or you can feel ignored, or you yeah. It I guess it can't be a noun. It can just be a verb or an adjective. Assume is to think something is true without proof. So, if you don't have all the evidence, if you don't have a lot of information, but you still want to make a decision, that's when you assume. Stressed is a feeling, it's when you're worried or anxious. Stressed is when you have too much work, you don't have enough time, people are asking you too many questions, maybe you feel overwhelmed. This is when we feel stressed. Conversation. You should already know this word. It's a very early level word, but I went ahead and added it in here because it is going to be a topic of this story. It is a talk between people. Two people talk, they have a conversation. Relief. Relief is another feeling. We have a lot of feelings in this story. Relief is the feeling of calm after stress. If you're very stressed, you have a lot of work to do, and you finally get to it, and it's Friday, and you can go out and have fun, you probably feel relief. Misunderstanding. Misunderstanding is, it has ing, so it sounds like a continuous verb, but it is actually a noun in this situation. A misunderstanding is when people do not understand each other correctly. So if you understand, then two people understand each other. If it is a misunderstanding, that is when two people or more people do not understand each other. Maybe they think something is happening and they're wrong. They have a misunderstanding. All right, let's start with the story. Emma sent a message to her close friend, but she didn't receive a reply for 2 days. At first, she didn't think much of it, but over time, she started to feel ignored. Have you ever felt ignored? I sure have. Part two. As the hours passed, she became more upset and began to assume her friend was angry with her. She reread their previous conversations, trying to find a reason. Her thoughts became more negative, and she felt stressed about the situation. Instead of waiting longer, she decided to call her friend directly. When her friend finally answered, Emma discovered the truth. Her friend had lost her phone and hadn't seen any messages at all. Emma felt immediate relief, but also a little embarrassed about her assumptions. In the end, she realized she had created a problem in her mind that didn't actually exist. She learned that communication is important and assumptions can easily lead to misunderstandings. All right. That's a pretty good story. I like that story because it happens all the time. Me and my friends, I always may text them and I'll forget to answer, and it's difficult to know feelings and emotions over text. And sometimes I think a lot of times we fill in those assumptions, and it often leads to misunderstandings. All right, let's do a comprehension check. Why did Emma start feeling upset? Well, she had messaged her friend, and her friend didn't respond to her. She felt upset about that. What did she assume about her best friend? I think there was a bit of uncertainty there. But I think what she assumed was that her friend was angry with her. What did she do to solve the problem? Well, she finally called her friend to find out what was really going on. What was the real reason for no reply? Her friend did not have her phone. She lost her phone, and that's why she did not respond. What was the lesson that Emma learned? Emma learned that if you assume, it often leads to misunderstandings. In English, we have a quote, a phrase that we like to say. It is not particularly a nice phrase, but it sums up this situation very well. Whenever you make an assumption, whenever you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Look at the word assume. ASSUME. Whenever you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. All right. Maybe don't say that joke at work, but it is a funny one. All right, grammar. We use the past continuous for actions happening over time in the past. So it's not a single thing that happened in the past. It's like it happened for a few days over the past or happened for a few hours yesterday or today. It's not just a single thing that happened. It happened for a long time in the past. Here's an example. She was waiting for a reply, but the past simple is for completed actions. It happened. It just happened right there. She called her friend directly. Now, another past simple, her friend lost her phone. Here's the structure. Here's the formula for it. The past continuous has was or were plus the verb and ing. The past simple is just the past verb. If you're a B2 level learner, you should probably already know the past simple, but you may be a little bit uncertain about the past continuous. So we're going to be mostly working on the past continuous today. So read the following sentences and decide whether the verb tense is in the past simple or in the past continuous. This is pretty easy because the past continuous is always going to include was or were and ing right before it. So let's start with the first one. She was sitting at home. Well, it has the word was and ing, so that one's pretty easy. It's the past continuous. The next one, Emma was feeling stressed. Very easy again. Past continuous. Emma understood the truth. Does this one have was or were in it? Does it have ing at the end of the verb? It does not. So this one is the past simple. How about the last one? They laughed together. What do you think? Is that past continuous or past simple? You're right. Past simple. All right, let's do another level to make this a little bit more difficult. These sentences have both verb tenses in the sentence. So they have both a past continuous and a past simple. This is the typical form of the sentences when we have past simple and past continuous in the same sentence. So her friend was looking for her phone while Emma became upset. It's pretty easy. The was looking is the first one. And so we know that that one's going to be the past continuous. And the verb became is going to be past simple. Emma was waiting for a reply when she felt worried. Again, the past continuous comes before the past simple. The third one, they were laughing after they solved the misunderstanding. Again, the past continuous comes before the past simple. And the last one, they were talking when Emma understood the truth. Again, the same for all four of these. The past continuous comes before the past simple. But that's not always the case. It is possible. This is typically how we do it in English, but there are some cases where the past simple actually comes before the past continuous. So these would be the situations like the lights went out while I was studying. They arrived while we were talking. He hurt his knee while he was playing soccer. I saw him while he was walking to work. You may notice in all of these sentences, they have the word while in it. That is typically the way that this sort of sentence would set itself up. It's a very you will see this sort of sentence structure in English often, but it is a little bit peculiar. It is a little bit awkward. So I would normally use the past simple after the past continuous. All right, let's do grammar check two. We're going to conjugate the past continuous. So we know all of these are going to be past continuous. All we have to do is take the verb and turn it into past continuous. Number one, I dropped my phone while I blank. What is it? Is it I dropped my phone while I walked? No. We have to put was or were and then ing. So it's I dropped my phone while I was walking. Number two, she called while we were eating. I got this wrong. Oh my goodness. While I were eating. While we were eating. Oh my goodness. I don't know how to speak English. They arrived while I was cleaning. All right. Let's do some speaking practice. Have you ever misunderstood a message or a situation? I'm sure you have, especially if you're an English learner and you've tried practicing English with people. It's very difficult to sometimes get the message or situation understood correctly. Many times we misunderstand a message or situation. Go ahead and tell me a time that you have misunderstood a message or a situation in the comments below. Do you think people assume too quickly in modern communication? I think so. I think in this generation, we are very quick to judge. We always want to guess what is happening so that we can know what to do next. But what do you think? Leave me a comment. What would you do if a friend stopped replying suddenly? Oof, this one's tough. This one would hurt my feelings. What would you do? All right, the moral of the story is the lesson of the story. Why did the author tell the story? Misunderstandings often happen when we assume instead of asking. It's more if we are confused about something, it's always okay to ask. In this situation, if you don't understand what someone is saying in English, don't sit there and pretend. That's only going to create more misunderstandings. Ask. Say, stop. Wait a minute. I don't quite understand what you're saying. Can you please repeat that for me? All right. That's all. Thanks for watching. And be sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate your support and your help. Have a great day.